Alright guys, here's the crack we're going to be fixing today. Now these cracks can happen for a number of reasons. The main reason is the home settles over time and you can't just slap compound on it and hope for the best. So we're going to go ahead and do this right, and let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is get a box knife and go ahead and open up this crack. And I know you're probably thinking this looks like it's making it worse, but we got to open this crack up so that our compound has somewhere to sit and adhere to. Now that we have our cracks opened up and cleaned out on the inside, it's time to take our stud finder and go ahead and find our ceiling joist. That way we can suck this drywall back up in place. Keep it from ever doing this again. I'm using 8x2 drywall screws that I got from Home Depot. I'm going to link everything down in the description that you'll need for this. Alright, now that I've got everything opened up, cleaned up, screws are in to hold the drywall in place. I'm going to be using this all-purpose joint compound from Home Depot. It's already pre-mixed. I'm also going to be using some mesh tape made for drywall. It does have an adhesive backside to it. And like I said, I'll have all the list of everything that I'm using down in the description so you can check it out. First thing we're going to do is take our trowel, put a little bit of pre-mixed compound on the end of it, and start working it into these cracks. And then after you've completed that, you want to take your mesh tape and go ahead and stick it right on that seam. And this compound will help it stick up here. And you want to run your trowel over that mesh tape one time. Just get any air pockets out of it. Alright, so I've let this sit and dry overnight. Now we're going to go ahead and hit this with some 120 grit sandpaper, being extremely careful not to tear the mesh tape or anything that we've done. We're just going to hit it real lightly and get it sanded down, kind of feathering it out as we go. And then after that, we'll be ready for our final coat, and then we'll go ahead and paint it. And if you guys have a textured ceiling like I do, I'm going to show you exactly how you can texture it. If you have a smooth wall, all you got to do is sand it, put your final coat on, and then go ahead and paint it. But I'm going to show you guys how to texture it. Stay tuned. All right, guys, as you can see on my ceiling, I have this textured layer here, and it's kind of just a real weird pattern or whatever. And there's several different ways that you can texture your ceiling depending on the type of texture you have. So what I'm doing is I'm using this trowel, and it's got grooved edges, and I just use the smooth sides to initially put the compound on. So all I'm doing is taking these jagged edges right here, and I'm just running it through the compound, trying to make about the same pattern that my ceiling currently has on it. And then after this dries, we'll just go back and throw some paint on it and be ready to go. All right, here we are. Everything's sanded down. The ceiling's textured. Everything's dry, and now we're ready to put on our paint, and we will be finished up. And there you have it, folks. Everything's dry. Can't even tell anything was there. Also, a cool little pro tip: if you need to paint match your walls and you don't know what it was before and you just moved into the house, you can take a little chunk out with a knife and take it right into Home Depot or your local hardware store and they will paint match it for you. Just a little pro tip.